right, so we are moving on to recipe number 2, and Chef, we are going to
What is this?
Well, so again,
Let's
our
see that.
friends from the Tomato Wellness Council. Really great folks, do a lot of good work. You know, when you think about, first of all, people love tomatoes, period. Mm-hmm. And then you think about all the products that come from these fresh tomatoes. Salsa, tomato sauce, pasta sauce.
Even?
Well,
it's there too.
Ketchup, canned tomatoes. Most of my pantry is filled with diced tomatoes of so many different varieties because I use them all. Basically, starting next month, it is constant. Almost every single day am I using some type of tomato product.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when we think about the vitamins and the minerals and the lycopene, the vitamin C, everything that is contributed from, you know, these food products is pretty incredible.
Yeah. And they taste great.
They taste great. And believe it or not, because you have these fresh tomatoes in the field, they are cooked so quickly and canned, our body actually uses that lycopene. It's better absorbed.
Oh, good.
So that is a great example how, you know, a different form of a product actually provides more nutrition, which is pretty interesting. So you can check out, many of these facts and many more things at tomatowellness.com. But what's even cooler is they have 2 really awesome cookbooks. And one that we have here in our Redner's Health Sense magazine is the Easy Family Meals. It is filled with, I believe, 20-plus recipes, all focused on affordability, variety, and just easy. And you're going to see, because we're going to do the veggie-loaded American goulash here today.
Great.
Ooh.
This one really spoke to me because it had some of my favorite items, and of course it was really quick and easy. But at in the Redner's Health Sense magazine, you could scan the QR code, and that will take you directly to that free download for the Tomato Wellness
the recipe?
cookbook.
Yeah.
The cookbook. The
whole
entire cookbook with
That's
all
awesome.
of those recipes. Yeah, so it's free. So again, Easy Family Meals. The QR code is here in the Redner's Health Sense magazine. So, Chef.
Perfect.
Let's get going.
Let's roll.
So, step 1 was to cook the pasta. Don't worry, I got you here. I already did it. But another new item. I must have had a lot of free time on my hands the other day because I was browsing.
In between climbing mountains.
I was browsing and I found this new product and truthfully I can't even say how old it is, if it's brand new, if it's been out for 3 months, 6 months. But it is called Good Wheat. One simple ingredient. And so they had a couple different versions of pasta.
Yeah.
But it's a high fiber pasta, 4
that's
times
good.
the amount of fiber of regular wheat pasta.
Nice.
So this particular one per serving, 9 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool, and it is a trademarked process for the wheat.
Yeah.
So I have already tried, I believe, the regular spaghetti. Great texture, great taste to it. The price is right, and so I thought I would use the elbows today for our dish.
Yeah,
So,
that's really great because even if you're maybe not so confident to make a really amazing pasta recipe and you don't include meat in it, this has more protein in it,
Yep.
so you're still able to get your protein. So if you're just doing pasta and regular tomato sauce, it's still better for you.
yeah, yes, and again, the price. Sometimes some of these new items, the price is a little bit higher.
Yeah, right.
So I'm happy to see the affordability of some of these. So I already have these elbows here cooked. So, Chef, the next thing that we are going to do, you could use a little bit of my avocado there in the pan.
Okay.
Not that I need to tell you this, but we're going to saute a little. I do have to tell him. A little bit of the diced onion, maybe about a third of that container.
And once again, the onion's already diced.
The diced onions. So I have to share this with you.
Okay.
The other day, actually, maybe it was for the cooking class or some other thing. I needed diced onions from Redner's. I don't know if I hit it wrong, but they didn't have only diced onion. They had diced onion and diced pepper mix. They had diced onion and diced celery mix, and I just didn't need that. I only needed diced onions. So I had this conversation with myself, and I said, just buy an onion. Take it home.
Take it home.
Dice
and dice
it.
it. Yeah.
Do you see where that onion is?
Yeah. It's all
So I had to buy two. So there's one onion still over here, but I have one. I did buy one of those big choppers.
Yeah.
That you like put it on and then you press it down and it all comes
chops
through.
It out for you.
Oh my gosh! I had to like. It was not easy at all.
Yeah, for this
I
one.
had to like first. Well, I did half an onion, so that was ridiculous. I put my whole body on top of this thing, and I'm pushing it down. Finally, it broke through, and then for the next one, I only did a quarter of the onion, but it was diced beautifully.
Yeah. There you go.
Just a little tidbit. If you do slices and put them in, sorry.
Well, just
Thank you. Thank you, voice of reason. This is why we love to have Chef Tim here, just to remind me.
He's
of
very rarely the voice of reason, though.
He is, but I've also had this chopper sitting in my cabinet
Gotta
for like
use it.
months, and I've never used
Give
it.
it a shot.
And you could spiralize and do all kind of things. So
Sure.
maybe next month we'll do that. Although you said you're doing something, I can't remember what. He has something next month.
So we're sautéing the onions in the pan. with a little bit of
Sauteing the
oil.
onions, you can add in a little bit of the garlic,
Oh,
3
yes.
cloves of garlic.
We got the minced garlic. By the way,
And I
you can
need
add 6
some of that
cloves
garlic for the next
or
one
20.
too, so don't use it all on me.
There's never such
you.
thing as too much garlic.
No, I was
Never.
thinking about that when I was getting out the cloves. I'm like, ooh, Andy and I, we like lots of garlic.
Pile it on. And it's very good for you.
So, and you know what we can also do? I'm going to have you do double time here because this is how these recipes have to get done.
All right.
That ground beef here, you can start to brown the ground beef. If you want to season it with a little bit of seasoning,
ground
you can do that as well. You want it up?
So what makes goulash, by the way? What is, like, the difference? Seems like there's a lot more involved here than your typical regular tomato sauce. There's a lot of things going on
You know what? We might have to look this up.
Yeah, because I'm just seeing...
Because I think goulash means different things to different people, and I don't know if it just means like a one pot, but like, so we ate goulash growing up,
Yeah.
and I think, did ours have meat in it?
There's a
so
fair-
we also had a halushki. Now, halushki is just the noodles, the onion, the butter.
Yeah.
That's about it, but it's so stinking good. And what was our goulash? Our goulash was, I guess, something similar
Well,
to
I'm
this, but not as many vegetables.
Yeah, I'm asking because it seems like there's going to be more vegetables
Yeah,
in this
well, that's why it's called the veggie-loaded American goulash.
Yum, yum.
Right? So Chef Tim now on the stove he is browning the ground beef, sautéing onions and garlic. Now you could add in the yellow squash and the broccoli. So we are working on our veggies.
Yeah. One of the things that I used to be so worried about undercooking vegetables. That's actually not a bad thing.
No.
I like to have a little bit of crunch with the veggies.
Yeah.
And also, since we're going to be adding sauce and everything, they're going to get
Right,
that moisture.
they're going to get a
anyway.
little bit cooked.
Yeah.
Now, the other piece of this recipe does just call for sliced mushrooms.
Okay.
For our sake, well, not for yours, because you like sliced mushrooms, right, Andy P?
Yeah, oh, sure.
Well, I like the diced mushrooms.
Gotta have little bits.
Yeah, so I am going to dice these babies for us.
Okay.
Maybe not.
And this is an opportunity for you, if you have out there that food processor that you keep forgetting that you have. You could use it if you want to.
Oh, you got to use the food processor.
Yeah.
Do you not use one, Andy?
Oh, I don't. I use one for a couple of recipes specifically, so that this way I justify receiving it for Christmas. I have to.
That and a crock pot, right?
Yeah, right. Oh boy. Well,
I
we've
gotta
got.
use a little. Not cooperating with me here.
Come on, food processor.
I know, right?
You have one job.
Oh, I thought I had it all on too. How's it? Oh, your meat. You are actually almost ready for me
Okay,
too.
good. So you've chef has got the meat getting browned up really nicely, and we are sautéing the vegetables, the garlic, and the onions in there.
There we
and
go.
I've got the food processor working. Come on, come on.
Who says I don't have finesse?
Now we got those mushrooms, which were sliced. Now they're diced.
If I didn't have a microphone on me, I may have been saying some other words. But again, the wonderful things about a food processor and mushrooms. Sorry, Dave from Giorgio, but I really, really love the Trenta blend. And the Trenta blend is getting these mushrooms down to this diced state and mixing them in with any type of ground product.
Sure.
where they are hardly recognizable, but
Right.
you still get the flavor,
Yeah.
you get the convenience, you get the vitamin D, and all the additional nutrition. So, and the umami. Let's not forget.
Yes,
the
let's
umami.
not forget that savory.
So
flavor.
I am going to dump these right in on the ground beef.
It's
So
going to
now
mix right in there.
Yeah.
It's also going to absorb all the juices
he's
from the
making
beef.
sure we don't miss any of those mushrooms.
Speaking of making sure we don't miss the mark, what anything else that you want to say about this particular dish before we get ready for our last
I
dish?
don't think so. We are close to finishing up. We have the noodles already prepared. The beef is nice and brown, getting mixed with the diced mushrooms. The broccoli, yellow squash, onions, and garlic are on their way to finalizing.
Okay.
So we are going to conclude that probably over break just by
Yes.
adding our diced tomatoes and our vegetable juice.
Excellent.
And that goulash is going to be ready.
Cool. We got the meatball skewers and we got the goulash. Next up, what will be the last thing?
The noodle stir fry with chicken.
Sounds good. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back after a couple messages here at Redner's Food for Thought. Don't forget to go online to facebook.com and look up Redner's Markets. Check out what we got cooking over here, or just continue to listen on this wonderful radio station. That would be 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. Let's take a break. We'll see you guys in a few. Good evening, folks. Welcome back to Redner's Food for Thought, the home stretch here on 830 WEEU. We got the meatball skewers, which I saw them pop out for a second. We gave
Yep.
them a little bit of a
Chef said crank up the oven.
crank it up. And that's the thing about cooking, too. Don't be afraid to mess with the variables.
You know,
baking, not so much, but cooking, yes.
If Chef Tim wasn't here and I turned that up to 400 degrees, the fire alarm would
Yeah.
be going off. They would be flaming. But all of a sudden, he gives this good grace and is like, nah, go ahead, turn them up.
There you go.
Isn't that annoying?
Well, he's got the hat, so he knows what he's doing.
So we're going to flip them and then add the cheese.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're
Oh,
just,
yeah.
oh,
Look at
yeah.
that.
They-
These are
They are beautiful.
nice job.
I didn't do anything besides stand and bark out orders,
Okay,
but they
fine.
are looking really yummy.
These suck.
That's cool,
So they're
right?
Yeah, they're
Meatball
beautiful.
sub skewer.
Oh yes, let's not forget.
Then put cheese on, or
It's your call. You're the chef.
that's what I would do.
Well,
Go ahead.
chef,
go for it. We have a couple minutes yet.
Yeah.
We have like 6 minutes. Okay, so that's recipe number 1. Those are meatball sub skewers. Again, all these recipes are in the Redner's Health Sense magazine.
Get it.
August and September, so check us out at rednersmarkets.com. Our second recipe is finishing up right now, which is our veggie loaded American goulash. So that is our whole grain elbow pasta, garlic, onion, yellow squash, mushrooms, basil, oregano, salt, pepper, blah, 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 our lovely ground beef, a little bit of broccoli that I forgot in there,
Yep.
and Chef just mixed kind of everything together, and also adding our low sodium vegetable juice, and of course our can of diced tomatoes, because this recipe is brought to us from our friends at the Tomato Wellness Council. So again, in the Redner's Health Sense magazine, there is a lovely outline of how good all of these tomato products are for your health and how to incorporate them into your everyday meals. And then there's a QR code that will take you directly to a free download of a cookbook for family meals that are quick, easy, and affordable. So check that out. Do not miss that download. This recipe, along with a few others, are in there, which is real, because I'm also broccoli obsessed.
And then finally, the goulash. I'm going to walk over to the goulash and see how that is. I bet it tastes good. It probably tastes good.
And again, you know, these recipes are outlined here in the Health Sense
Music's gonna
magazine,
start soon.
All right.
but you can add a little bit more sauce if you like. You could add a little less noodles if you like. You could really make, if you want to use some different vegetables, if you want to do a different protein, if you want to use shrimp instead of chicken, you can do that. So really, all of the adaptations are up to you. These are just guidelines. These are just systems and solutions for you to get the food quickly as possible to the table.
This is fantastic. Thank you, Meredith. Thank
This
you,
is some
Chef
great
Tim.
stuff, man.
We are going to enjoy this delicious food, and then in the meantime, you folks out there listening to
Is that it?
WEEU.
Are we done
That's it.
already?
We're done, baby.
The goulash
wow,
is
so
so good.
You're going to enjoy Phillies baseball coming up next. So once
go
again,
Philly.
Go Phils. Tune in next month for another edition of Redner's Food for Thought. looking forward to what we're cooking up next.
One quick thing. Happy birthday, Meredith.
Oh, yeah!
September 1. Is that right?
September 1st.
All right.
You got it.
Made it
Happy
around.
birthday.
Made it around Sun again.
Thank goodness.
Flood Redner's website with Happy Birthday, Meredith.
Please do.
Thank you.
Take
I'll be
care.
eating cake.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you next month.
Voice of Berks and
This
beyond.
is a WEEU sports presentation.